In this WrestleTalk news, a major situation unfolding at New Japan, a WWE star randomly moved brands, an update on Roman Reigns, and more. Subscribe and enable notifications to always on for daily wrestling news videos, and make sure to watch my Raw review from yesterday, linked in the video description below, where I totally got worked by WWE's stupid booking.
Support WrestleTalk!
But first we open with a breaking news story. Randy Orton is a dick 20 years ago. This is WWE superstar Randy Orton, who celebrated 20 years on WWE TV earlier this month. But it wasn't just his debut he was celebrating. Unbeknownst to all of us, it was also 20 years of trolling his fans and fellow wrestlers online. Koti, the Young Bucks, FTR, Zack Ryder, they've all fallen prey to the apex social media predator. And now Twitter user Will Washington has exposed where Orton first got a taste of online trolling. Washington tweeted a series of posts over the weekend accusing Randy Orton of being an account that used to troll AOL instant messenger chats in 2003 called OVW 3rd Gen. On Sunday, 5th of January that year, OVW 3rd Gen showed up in Washington's wrestling chat claiming to be Randy Orton. None of the group believed him, so they asked for proof, where OVW 3rd Gen said, "I'll just say this, super kick, blue sweater," and then logged off forever. The next night on Raw, Randy closed the show wearing a potentially navy blue, potentially black sweater, and took Sweet Chin Music from Shawn Michaels. Washington concluded, so we've now been left wondering for nearly 20 years. Was OVW 3rd Gen on AIM in fact 22-year-old Randy Orton? And did he used to go around messing with dumb internet fans on AIM? My gut has always told me the answer is yes. Because of course it is, but only you know for sure. Several days later, Washington mysteriously tweeted, "I got the answer." Smiley face emoji. And now you can see that Orton is following him on Twitter. What a glorious dick. Because brand split, LOL, Orton will confront Roman Reigns on this Friday's SmackDown. And that isn't the only movement of talent across the main roster. Presumably because SmackDown has two deeper women's division with Ronda Rousey and a liar. Lacey Evans has reportedly been drafted to Monday Night Raw with the struggling female roster of Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Carmella, Doudrop, Liv Morgan, Nikki ASH, Queen Zelina, Rhea Ripley, and Sonya Deville. Suggesting this is a recent decision, WWE have been airing video packages on SmackDown for Lacey's return since last month, even having her show up briefly on last Friday's show. But on Monday's episode of Raw, WWE ran the Evans video package. And that's not the only baffling change, as PW Insider writes. WWE has officially moved Lacey Evans to the Raw roster. Despite all the videos that have been used to build her return, Evans is going to be a heel going forward. Lacey's video packages have been emotionally built around her difficult upbringing, her father's addiction issues, her time in the military, and being a mother. All classic fodder for being a dastardly heel. In lieu of a post-Mania superstar shakeup and Charlotte reportedly being written off TV through the summer, Lacey's move to Raw could signal a larger redrafting of the women's divisions to balance the star power and give Ronda a much-needed credible challenger. Before we get on with the rest of the episode, I'd just like to say a huge thank you to this video's sponsor, Skillshare, where the first 1,000 people to use the link in the video description below or my code will get a 1-month free trial. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring online classes for the curious. From learning the guitar, to improving your productivity, to even taking MKBHD's YouTube success course to finally start your own wrestling channel where you can tell me how bad all my opinions are. As Luke will tell you, I am constantly annoying him with new hobbies. I literally just built a ladder shelf last week. Here's a picture! I like to acquire new skills like how Thanos likes to acquire Infinity Stones. And Skillshare's month-long free trial is the perfect way to find your next passion. Last time Skillshare sponsored us, I spoke about how Emily Gould's creative writing for all course really helped me in the novel I'm writing. This time round, I bought myself a ukulele, where my main man Diego has already helped me learn my first song. and as Skillshare is curated specifically for learning, there are always new premium classes to take on, and best of all, no ads. Invest in yourself and your personal growth by joining Skillshare's 1-month free trial by clicking the link below or using my code. That is only available for the first 1,000 people though, so do it fast. Support WrestleTalk, support Skillshare, and support yourself. In the last 24 hours, top wrestling star Kota Ibushi has shockingly made a string of public accusations against his promotion, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Ibushi has been wrestling on and off for New Japan since 2009, most famously taking a break in 2016 to compete in WWE's first ever Cruiserweight Classic, a tournament he was reportedly scheduled to win before he told management he had no intention of signing a long-term contract with them. Since then, he had the emotional Golden Lovers storyline with Kenny Omega and the Bullet Club, won the G1 Climax in back-to-back years in 2019 and 2020, won the final IWGP Heavyweight Championship last year before unifying the Heavyweight and Intercontinental titles to create the Divas Championship. IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. A booking decision that was met with such widespread criticism from wrestlers and fans alike, it appears to have created its own curse. Just over a month after announcing the unification, Ibushi was booked to drop the title to Will Ospreay, who himself had to vacate the title after suffering a neck injury. The rest of Ibushi's year was nothing short of a disaster, with him first being taken out in July with aspiration pneumonia, putting him on the shelf for several months, and then, shortly after his return, he dislocated his shoulder in the G1 final in October. He hasn't wrestled since. Both the injury and bout of illness appear to have compounded the difficulties in returning to the ring. And according to Ibushi himself, this has not been helped by New Japan management. In an explosive series of tweets, Ibushi claims New Japan were trying to rush him back in December, even though he felt he wasn't ready to return after his shoulder injury in October. This led to Kota posting alleged text messages he had exchanged with someone named Kikuchi, who Voices of Wrestling reports is from New Japan's Talent Relationships department. In the text exchanges, Kikuchi threatened to end Ibushi's New Japan contract after Kota made a non-approved appearance at a Japanese wrestling show called Just Tap Out on the 4th of March. Rather hilariously, when Kota is essentially threatened with firing, he simply texted back, "Outright," after which New Japan tried to backtrack on their ultimatum. Voices of Wrestling also reports that Ibushi told New Japan he was ready to return for the New Japan Cup and was scheduled to win that tournament, but he was pulled by Kikuchi because of what Voices of Wrestling describes as a minor concern from a doctor about Kota's condition. Dave Meltzer has somewhat corroborated these reports, writing, "There is more than smoke to the fire. Ibushi has problems with upper management that are significant. Gedo is trying to smooth them out, but it's not settled." Gedo is of course New Japan's head booker. Ibushi has always been reluctant to fully commit to contracts because of situations just like this, which is what made him float between so many promotions over the 2010s, and why he turned down that deal with WWE. But it's hard to threaten a man like that with his contract being terminated, and going so public against New Japan, a promotion steeped in old school kayfabe tradition, is a rarity. But while New Japan is scrambling to deal with their top star problems, it seems WWE at least has their Roman Reigns issue sorted. Thanks for your support on Patreon, the venerable Jesse Venable, and WrestleTalk's personal ring announcer, Rodrigo Benitez. You too can get your own shout out by going to patreon.com/WrestleTalk. Roman Reigns caused speculation and mania over the weekend when he told the live event crowd in Trenton that he's entering a new phase in his career, and I honestly don't know if I'll be back here again. It was then revealed that Reigns had agreed a new WWE contract with significantly reduced dates, likely meaning he can spend more time with his family and potentially pursue a career in acting. WWE, in putting all their eggs in one basket yet again, had created an overly leveraged position for their top star who can now pretty much dictate his own terms. Shortly after that news broke, WWE announced their touring schedule for July and August, which didn't just have Reigns removed from the house show dates, but also for all TV tapings too, only advertising him for the premium live events, Money in the Bank and SummerSlam. I'm all for keeping your champion special, but this is getting out of hand. Wrestling Observer Radio suggested Roman might be pulled from all WWE TV in July and August, but then Sean Ross Sapp tweeted, WWE sources had claimed to us that Roman Reigns was factored into their creative plans for the foreseeable future. I don't know how that bodes for reports of him having time off this summer, and we've not got that word from WWE. Now, Andrew Zarian claims Reigns is expected to be on TV to build up the 3 stadium shows over the summer, and has been told not to read too much into him being pulled from advertising. Spoke to someone over at WWE regarding Roman and his schedule moving forward. It's not expected for Roman to take extended time off. He will be on premium live events and TV. The only change will be with smaller market house shows, which is why he showed his gratitude to the fans in Trenton, New Jersey. Did you know we also have a board game channel on YouTube? It's called No Rolls Barred, Wrestling Pub, and this Saturday we're posting the biggest video not just NRB have ever done, but probably the biggest, most ambitious thing we've ever produced on any of our channels, wrestling included. It's a live, in-person show of the social deduction game Blood on the Clock Tower, which is where the group of players must figure out who the evil players are, and it goes live this Saturday, the 14th of May. It's got Adam Blompier, it's got Laurie Blake, it's got Sullivan Bo Brown, and most importantly, it's got me. Please give No Rolls Barred a subscribe and enable notifications to know first when it goes live. Here's a look.
Fear is more than the final look of terror on a doomed face. Fear is more than the sound of a scream keening with the midnight wind. Fear has a smell. Fear has a taste. Fear is in the air we breathe. So be afraid. Be very afraid as the cold hand of death reaches out and...
I was so into this having an actual finish, and then Rollins goddamn attacked Cody for a crappy DQ, genuinely annoying me on a I hate WWE level, not the intended, ooh, Seth's such a bad guy kind of way.